I just wanted to, I guess, make it clear, because a lot of people don't know this, and that this topic is not covered by the mainstream media for various reasons, probably several of them intentional. But our Congress have written and voted on 4 laws in the past 4 years that actually have UAP and disclosure in their name.
Yes.
And I don't think people realize that, and so in 2023, there was the UAP Disclosure Act, which we refer to as the Brown-Schumer Act. So
Yeah.
Mike Brown, Chuck Schumer. And actually in that bill, it defines the term non-human intelligence as sentient, intelligent, non-human life form, regardless of nature or ultimate origin, that may be presumed responsible for unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or of which the federal government has become aware. So there's actually language in bills that our elected politicians in Washington, D.C. are talking and discussing and voting on.
Yes.
There was also the National Defense, the UAP Transparency Act of 2025, and then there's the UAP Whistleblower Protection Act of 2025.
Yes.
And a lot of these get attached to the National Defense, the NDAA, and many of them get torn down because for whatever reason, certain congressmen and senators don't want the transparency part included, or the whistleblower protection included in these laws.
But didn't only 3 people vote that down?
Those get stripped out. Well, and a lot of this happens in committee behind closed doors. So it gets stripped out before it goes to vote. But yeah, there are, I guess, rumors that it is known who has voted against those particular pieces of this legislation that I won't mention on air.
Yeah, I know the UAP Whistleblowers one, I feel like it was all over the news last year, and then very suddenly it wasn't anymore. Like, it was very quickly. And that was kind of when, like, a lot of my generation was like, we already know that the aliens exist. Like,
yes.
And also, Danny Sheehan, he helps to write some of that legislation, obviously being a constitutional lawyer.
Yes.
There's a group of people who are kind of behind the scenes that help that, and also talking, on a regular basis to those folks that we mentioned before, those in the House and the Senate, to help get those things cobbled together and at least taken to committee.
Yeah.
And the current thing we're working on, before we change subjects, is what we call it's a pledge campaign for transparency. And we are asking current sitting representatives and senators and new candidates. We are reaching out to each one across the country and asking them to sign a pledge to support lawful transparency, which of course we say responsible transparency as well, because we know that a lot of this information is sensitive for the military. So we're not, we're mindful of that, but also congressional oversight, which means we're trying to get the oversight of this topic back into Congress's responsibility, which is the constitutional authority they have, by the way. So the fact that they do not have oversight on these black programs and these budgets is unconstitutional. Also, whistleblower protection. So obviously, in light of what's going on in the media now, and in the whistleblowers who have come out in the recent past, that is very important to get this topic.
That's huge, because without the protection, they're not going to come forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. It just gets buried again.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're right back where you started. Yeah.
Yeah, and they hold the key. They're the ones that are in the programs. They're the ones doing the work. They're the ones that are eyewitnesses, hands-on, and we have to protect them. And again, I mentioned current events with the 12 or whatever it's up to now, 14 murdered or missing,
right,
we'll just say dead or missing scientists. and everyone can draw their own conclusions there. Obviously, there's no proof on those connections, but it is intriguing.
Yes.
And then also records preservation. So we're pushing for them to support records preservation of all these declassified documents, and then responsible declassification. That's why we are where we are, because the intelligence and military complex has overclassified everything on this topic. And I think an easy example is there are hundreds, probably thousands, of pilot and Navy eyewitnesses, military pilot, Air Force and Navy pilot witnesses that have seen and experienced, and there's even been a report of collisions and people being injured by this phenomena, and that is automatically classified. So when they come back to base, they are debriefed and threatened, and it gets buried.
Yeah, I'm sure they make them sign all kinds of stuff of like, do not talk about this.
Yeah, 100%. The threat is what's the word I'm going to forget? Treason. If it's treason, and then treason can potentially be punishable by death.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of carrots and sticks out there, and they're mostly sticks that people are fearful of their careers in life.
Yeah.
Oh, understandably so.